So you say, you know, the bar is when your memory kind of started to go fuzzy. What is the next thing you remember?
I remember going home and sat in the garage, smoking a cigarette. I said, what the f*** just happened? Because I was looking at my hand, I'm like, what the f*** is the matter with my hand? It was all swollen.
Listen, we know more than we're leading on. We know what happened.
I mean, I know y'all know what happened. I want y'all to tell me what the f*** happened.
It's the evening of October 29th, 2022. A man sees his ex-girlfriend standing on his porch and observes that she is bleeding heavily from her arms. She tells the man that she was in a car accident, but the man doesn't believe her because the wounds appear to be stab wounds. He took her into his home and helped her into the bathroom to clean up, but as soon as she began to go in and out of consciousness, the man would call the police and they would begin an investigation into her claims of a traffic accident. As officers arrived and questioned the woman, they went to her residence where she would report that this accident had occurred. But instead of finding damaged vehicles, they would find a man sitting inside a Jeep, unresponsive and bleeding profusely from stab wounds. The officer would be able to get the man to wake up long enough to tell him that he was stabbed by a man named Stephen. The officers would scour the area and find a man hiding behind a tree. They would soon find that that man is 43-year-old Stephen Flitcraft, and the woman who had the stab wounds is his sister. And although the woman has claimed to have sustained her injuries in a traffic accident, the investigators have 2 people with stab wounds and no auto body damage. So they would take Stephen Flitcraft into custody and demand answers for the events of that night.
Your coffee, I can't promise it's the best, but it's coffee, so.
You waking up yet? You know where you're at, right?
Yeah, I know where I'm at now.
Okay, Willoughby Jail?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to advise you of your Miranda rights, okay?
The rights are read.
All right, you understand your rights that I read to you?
Yeah.
Okay. Just going to have you go ahead and sign off on the record by this X. You all right? Right here. And we just want to talk to you about what happened last night.
I don't even know what happened.
Well, tell us what you do remember.
I remember going out.
Where'd you go out to?
Last thing I remember was the one bar on Lakeshore.
Remember the name of the bar?
I think it was Tulsa.
Totes. Is that the only bar you went to?
As far as I know. I don't remember any other bar.
Who were you with?
Me, my sister, and her dude.
Who's your dude?
Jeff. Jeff.
Okay. You know Jeff's last name?
I don't know if it's
Okay. Yeah, who's your sister? Just so I can make sure.
Cindy.
Cindy? Was your real name Cynthia? And she just goes by Cindy? Okay. What time did you think you went out at last night? You just had to take a guess.
I know me and my sister, we started drinking at about like 1 o'clock.
Where were you guys drinking at?
That's better. We started at the house.
Whose house?
Her house. And then we went to the bar on. We went to 306 bar. Ate some food and ordered like a couple more drinks. Then we went home. And back to her place.
So you were at the 306 lounge?
Yeah, that was during the day. Like, I was like 1 o'clock. I was like 1 o'clock.
It was you and Cindy and Jeff?
Jeff wasn't with us. That was, just me and Cindy.
How long do you think you were at the 306 lounge?
306, we was only there for an hour. We left at like 1 and from her house, I think it was like 1 or 2 we left and got back at like 3, I think. I just remember it was an hour. I just can't remember if it was 1 or 2.
So you say you got back, are you referring to Cindy's house again?
Yeah, we went back to Cindy's house.
You thought that was around 3?
And it could be 2 or 3, I really don't know. I just know we was gone for an hour, because I remember looking at the clock and I was like, damn, we was in there for an hour.
What time do you think you got to Cindy's yesterday?
I went to her spot, just after 12. I told her Friday I was gonna be there, just in the afternoon to help her out with her tires and shit. Cause she needed tires in her car. I mean, air filter in her car, truck.
Alright, so you guys are basically there. You do the maintenance on her car. You guys decided to go to the 306 lounge. Got there around 1 o'clock, through there maybe till 2, got back around 3. You guys are there.
Tire. Had a few more drinks at the house because we stopped at the store before we left. We stopped at Bondi's before we went back to the house. Grabbed some more drinks. Went back to the house, drank, put air in the tires. Now I remember going to motherfucking Lowe's because she was talking about she needed a new weed blower. So I said, fuck it. We went and bought her a new weed blower. We tested it out.
So you guys worked on the yard a little bit?
Yeah, did the leaves.
Do the whole yard or just the front yard?
It was more like the back. And maybe like the backyard and like some of the half.
Was it still daylight out when you guys were doing that, or was it getting dark?
It was starting to get dark when we was finishing up. But it was definitely daylight when we started.
Alright, so you get done doing the lease. How did you end up hooking up with, you said her boyfriend? Did he come to the house, or did you meet him at the bar?
Came to the house.
When?
I stopped next door. I stopped next door for a hot second. Just say what's up.
How long do you think you were at the house next door?
Couldn't have been that long, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I brought a bottle over with him. Shared a barrel with him. Then I went back. And that's when I noticed Jeff was there. I didn't know who it was at first. I said, who the fuck is this?
But you know Jeff, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. What kind of car does Jeff drive?
Yeah, I knew one, huh?
So I just want to make sure. So you were next door. You took a bottle over there. Jeff wasn't there at the time. You get back and now Jeff's there.
Yeah.
What kind of car is Jeff in? The
He got a black Jeep, I think.
Yeah. Kind of take me from there. Jeff's there. Do you hang out with them? Are they inside or are they outside when you go back?
Yeah, man, Jeff always been cool, man. I mean, we had disagreements before, but...
What kind of disagreements over what?
Just bullshit disagreements. Ain't nothing serious like that.
Like simple arguments?
It wasn't even an argument, you know what I'm saying? Like, I I mean, some people might call them arguments, but it wasn't even arguments and shit. Like, I mean, in my eyes, they ain't arguments, you know what I'm saying? They're just disagreements.
You guys get along though, for all intents and purposes?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you guys get along that day when he was
As
over?
far as I know, we did. We was kicking it all the way until we left.
Were you guys kicking it inside, outside the house?
We was inside, outside for a little bit, and inside.
And then we went to the bar. They wanted to go to the bar.
Do you remember what you were drinking at your sister's house? Was it beer or alcohol?
I mean, I had a couple shots. I had a few shots, but I mostly just drink beer. I get fucked up too easy, you know what I'm saying? I usually don't drink that much. I drink like 2-3 beers and I'm usually cool. But I don't know, but when I do it, I know what it is. I know what it does, but I try not to, but we just started early.
What time do you think you started drinking? As soon as you got to Cindy's? Because you mentioned noon, does
It
that
was about
sound?
like 12:30, 1 o'clock.
Okay.
And then on top of that, with my pills be fucking me up with the drinking. I mean,
What's that do to you? What kind of effect?
like, cause my pills already make me drowsy.
Those are the pills that you take for the seizures.
Yeah.
How long you been on those?
I just started taking them for real. And they just upped my milligrams. They just upped the milligrams like a week ago, I think.
I'm supposed to have an MRI on Tuesday.
Do you know what the medicine is that you're on?
I don't know the name of the one because that's a newer one. I just know the milligrams and I know what it's a form, like, cause I don't know the name is like real long and shit. I know it's like a form of Caprado. I don't know, I know it starts with an L though.
Does that help you with the,
I mean, honestly, it's been helping lately, you know what I'm saying? Cause when they upped my shit, I've only had one seizure that I remember since they upped it.
Alright, so you guys kicked it for a little bit. You guys said you went somewhere. Where'd you go from there? And who drove? When you were at Cindy's house, he was there and you guys kicked it inside and outside?
I know Jeff drove. We left, I remember all that. I'm saying, I remember everything pretty much all until we got to that bar. Toast fucked me up. I don't even know what the fuck I drunk at Toast. I don't know if I had shots. I don't know if I drunk a shot or not. But I know the beers. Them ones overdid me right there.
So Jeff drove you guys up there?
Yes, he definitely drove us up there.
Where were you sitting in the car?
I'm in the back seat.
Who was in the front seat with him as the passenger?
My sister.
How long were you guys at Totes for, do you think?
I don't even know either. All I know is probably had like 2 or 3 more beers, but like I said, but I think we had like, honestly, I don't even know how many beers I had. I mean, it could have been more than 3 beers.
So were you in the back seat? Were you sitting behind your sister or sitting behind Jeff?
I don't know. I gotta be on my sleep.
And maybe I missed this, but you said you got to Cindy's around noonish. Where did you come from?
My house.
Your house is, what's the address?
Matter?
Okay. We're at Manor.
Coolest Court.
You live there with who?
I live there with my mom, my brother, and my daughter.
Okay. How did you get to Cindy's?
I think I rode my bike. Yeah, I rode my bike.
What kind of bike you got?
Electric bike.
Those things are pretty nice. What kind you got? Remember the model number or anything?
Not the model number, but I know his name.
The same one.
Like food care or some shit like that.
When you left, so you left that bike at Cindy's? Before you guys left for the bar?
No, I ended up taking my bike home. I just don't remember when I took it home.
Okay. So you guys, you leave there, you go to Tills. How long do you think you were there? You said it to him, but I just want to double check.
Honestly, I really don't know. I mean, could have been an hour, could have been 2. All I know is I remember sitting in that bar, so.
You said the bar stool?
Yeah, we were sitting at the bar. We were sitting at the bar. I was here, my sister was here, Jeff was there. A couple females was right here. We was all chopping it. We was all kicking it. Next thing you know, I don't know what happened.
Do you remember what you drank there?
I don't remember leaving. I remember us talking about we getting ready to leave, but I don't even remember leaving.
Do you remember what you had there?
I thought I only had like a couple beers, like 2 or 3 beers, but it could have been more and like a couple shots. Cause that's when shit was starting to get fuzzy to me for real. I felt it myself starting to black out there, like going in and out.
Was the bar busy when you guys got there?
Honestly, I don't really know.
Do you have a male or female waiter? Bartender?
Definitely a female, I know that.
Remember who paid for the drinks?
I can't even tell you. Oh, no, I didn't pay. I had money in my pocket. I didn't pay.
How do you know for sure it was a female bartender?
Cause I asked her something, she said she was married or something.
Everybody getting along pretty good up there?
Yeah, as far as I remember.
That's one thing I want to clarify from earlier too. Maybe I'm confused. You said in the past that you and Jeff had arguments, but not yesterday, or you did have one yesterday that you
I
recall?
don't remember having an argument with him yesterday.
Okay.
As far as I remember, everything was cool.
Do you remember who drove out of there?
I don't remember.
Were you still in the back seat?
I don't remember getting in that car. I don't remember leaving the bar. I remember talking about we were getting ready to leave.
So you don't remember being in the car after the bar, but you remember the car before the bar?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was that bar right there. That bar, that's what overdid me right there.
When you were at the bar, did you use anything? Any of your meds or anything?
I always talk my meds. I always take my meds.
But specific, you say you always take them in general. Do you specifically remember taking them there?
I took them like, I try to take them like as soon as I wake up, and then I take them again like anywhere between like 7 and 8 o'clock at night.
So is it common for you to carry your meds on you?
I don't carry the whole bottle, I just carry what I'm about to take. Especially if I don't think I'm going to be coming home.
Do you ever, you spend time with your sister at her house. Do you ever, stay overnight there?
Yeah.
Once in a while? Would you say once a week, or is that high?
When I didn't have a job, I did. Because, I didn't have a job, so it meant I really had no responsibility at the time.
Right.
But now I got a job, I would have been working at 5, 6 weeks, something like that, but since I've been working, I stay at the house.
So
my house.
you, is your primary mode of transportation that your bike you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
You remember, getting back to your sister's house at all?
So you say, you know, the bar is when your memory kind of started to go fuzzy. What is the next thing you remember?
I remember going home and sat in the garage, smoking a cigarette. I said, what the fuck just happened? Because I was looking at my hand, I'm like, what the fuck is the matter with my hand? It was all swollen and shit. And I was like, damn. But I was still sipping on another beer, I think. I think I grabbed another beer off the fridge. That's the one thing I got, man. I do got a problem, man. I settled it down to this the weekend, but when I start drinking, I keep drinking. It's fucked up.
How long were you in the garage for?
It wasn't that long because I didn't even see my mom or my grandma when I got back home last night. They was in the house. The garage door was open when I got there.
What's the next thing you remember after getting into the garage and having a beer?
Started walking.
For what reason?
I wanted to go back to Cindy.
So you went from the bar to your garage, you think?
Yeah.
How did you get there?
I walked.
You walked from Toth to Lakeshore to your house
That's the only thing I could think of.
on Coolidge,
I've done it before.
and then you wanted to go back to Cindy's, so you started to walk. You think?
Yeah, because I know I ain't gonna get on that bike if I'm too fucked up like that. That's one thing I don't do in the summer.
So you drove the bike to Cindy's. You guys go to the bar, you left the bike at Cindy's, and you went to the bar.
I took the bike back home sometime during the day. I don't know how or when.
And then do you know how you got back to Cindy's?
That's when cause I remember walking. And I was getting lost. And side streets was having me fucked up. I kept walking in the fucking circle. I was looking for Bellflower. Cause that's the street that's the way I went. But for some reason, when I made it back out, I made it to 306. But I was on the other side of 306, not the side that I live on. I said, how the fuck is this possible?
So you remember going home, smoking a cigarette, having a beer or two. You said you get home, the garage door was open. You talking about the big door?
Yeah.
Is that common?
Yeah.
What time of night you think it was? You just had to take a guess.
That's what was weird, because I thought it was late. Because, I mean, it is common for the garage door to be open. Especially if they know I'm coming home.
The big door?
Yeah, the big door.
Even with your electric bike in there, they leave it open? Aren't those things pretty expensive?
But we always leave the garage in. The neighborhood nice. Nice neighborhood, don't nothing happen.
A lot of those people are in the electric bikes, they track everything with how many miles they do and everything. You track everything on your phone? Keeping track of all that?
I mean, not all like that. I mean,
It's pretty amazing
I
those things
got
can do.
into it for a minute. With like a little Fitbit type
Mhm, yeah.
Yeah, I got into it.
Is it able to track all that?
I mean, I'm pretty sure it does. It tracks like all my footsteps and heartbeats and shit like that.
It does?
It tells you, like if you was running, walking. But I don't know if they know the difference if you was running or walking. But it definitely lets you know if your heart pace is like a normal pace or exercise pace, you know what I'm saying? Tells your footsteps.
I got a buddy that spent $5,500 on one and had it custom made. Thing tells him pretty much everything, how fast he goes, how far.
The bike?
Yeah,
Oh no, the bike don't tell you that.
it's through an app on the phone with the piece
no,
of software.
yeah, I don't do that on the app. My phone comes with that app where it's just.
Is it an iPhone, your phone?
No.
Android?
Yeah, Android.
Yeah, my iPhone's got it, some kind of thing that tells you your steps and everything.
Yeah.
So everybody's getting along, partying, it's just the three of you. Did you meet up with any other friends up at the bar that you knew?
No.
Did you guys talk to anybody else at the bar besides the bartender?
Them and the two that was sitting at the end, that's all I remember. I don't remember talking to nobody else, but like I said, that was it. I remember talking about we was leaving in a few minutes. And after that,
You guys hang out
I
there?
was already starting to go out a little bit, you know what I'm saying?
You guys normally hang out at Phil's or anywhere else you hang out at?
I mean, we usually just kick it at the house. Honestly, I mean, we've went to the bar before, but it ain't like we do that shit on the regular. We usually just kick it at the house, you know what I'm saying?
It's cheaper, right?
Yeah, definitely cheaper, and I mean, we're not really a bar scene for. I try to leave the bar scene alone.
How often do you drink?
I only drink on the weekend.
You know, with your
I
sister?
was drinking for a minute, but I cooled it all the way down, especially when I got my job. I drink on the weekends.
What about your sister?
I mean, as far as I know, she drinks every day.
She's been drinking every day for a while?
As far as I know.
What does she usually drink?
She's jacking off. Jacking teas.
What about Jeff?
As far as I know, he drinks every day too.
How long have Jeff and your sister been together?
I mean, I didn't really like they're together.
Well, you referenced boyfriend earlier, so that's why I was wondering.
No, he's like a on and off, like, boyfriend, I guess you could call it. I don't know what they call it nowadays.
Friends with benefits, is that what you're saying?
Pretty much, but I mean, something like that.
They get along pretty good usually?
They've been arguing, but I mean, I remember telling her earlier in the week. Yeah, I remember telling her something earlier in the week, because I stopped over sometime last week. They got into some type of argument.
What did you tell him?
Nah, he wasn't there.
Oh, I thought you said you...
They got into an argument. She kicked him out as soon as he got there. She said, "You gotta leave." He left. I mean, it took a few minutes, but he left. That was during the week, y'all. Grabbed the rest of his beer out the fridge and bounced.
So you seen that?
Yeah, that was like, I don't know if that was, Tuesday or Wednesday or something like that. But on some real shit, that's normal though with me and my odds with them. They always arguing because, I don't know, he wants to be with her, she don't want to be with him. He calls his girlfriend, and she don't call him that back. I mean, I do know that. But it's like, My relationship just fucked up.
So when is the last time that you remember seeing either of them last night?
At the bar.
And then you said, how did you, so you left the bar, and how did you get to your house in Coolidge?
Man, I thought I walked, but I might have took the bike. I don't know.
Now, the problem that the detectives have is that Stephen's sister has claimed that her injuries are from a car accident, while her boyfriend Jeff is claiming that the injuries for everyone in the car can be attributed to Stephen. The officers are desperately trying to place Stephen at the crime scene, which is in the back of the black Jeep that belongs to Jeff. When we get back from this first commercial break, let's see how effective the detectives will be at getting Stephen to admit that he didn't walk, nor did he take that electric bike, you know, the one that he already claimed to have taken home earlier in the day.
So you've been in Toast, right? Many times. You see they got cameras inside and outside.
Yeah.
So if I told you you got in the car, would you remember it then?
I mean, if you say I got in the car, then I must have got in the car. I don't remember getting in the car, so I really don't. But yeah, they got cameras everywhere nowadays. I know that. I don't do shit no more. I've been clean, bro. I'm trying to tell you.
So I guess where we're kind of confused is, you know, you say you may have gotten in the car, you say you may have walked,
I mean, I
you may have rode the bike.
Yeah,
That's fine.
I was done. I was out. Like, I cannot remember. Last thing I remember was before the bar. After that, the last thing I remember is sitting in the fucking garage at my house. I don't know how the fuck I got home.
So
All I was thinking is like, what the fuck am I doing here with the motherfucking bear in my hand?
okay. Earlier when you told us that you thought you took your bike home during the day,
Yeah.
what led you to believe that?
Because my bike was in the garage. I remember seeing my bike there.
Okay.
That's the only thing I could think of. Because I always sit in the one little spot in the garage. You know what I'm saying? That's my spot. My grandma's spot is the desk, the big desk, and my spot is the little desk.
So it's possible, tell me if this is true, I guess, it's possible that you saw that bike there when you were in the garage last night, you remember this, and you just assumed that you had product.
I mean, it's possible, I guess. I mean, like I said, that's the only thing I can think of because I brought it home earlier in the day. But I might have brought it home, I don't know.
Okay.
So after you left Toast, do you remember going to any other bars?
No, I don't remember no bars. That's the only bar I remember is Toast. Went to 306 earlier in the day and Toast that night. After Toast, that's when everything went black. I went and left.
So you know the neighbor next to Sydney's got cameras too, right?
That I didn't know.
Yeah, the house to the right?
Looking at the house?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that. But, I mean, but everybody got camera nowadays, I mean.
Okay. So, again, I told you about the cameras at Toast. We know you got into the car. So if I told you you went back to your sister's house, what would you say about that?
I mean, if you say I'm on camera, like I said, I honestly, I don't know. I really don't know. I wish I did. I mean, y'all still never told me what happened. I mean, they told me what happened to Jeff, and I swear, if I did it, I didn't mean to do it. I mean, I don't remember doing what they said happened to him. I honestly don't remember it.
Who told you what? Who'd you talk to?
My mom and my sister.
What did they tell you that happened to him?
And she said she even got cut. I'm like, cause I don't even carry a fucking knife.
How did she say she got cut?
I don't know. She just said she remembers getting. She said she had to go to the hospital because she got cut too. She said she don't remember.
All
So
right.
your sister gets cut. Jeff gets cut.
I mean, I know I wouldn't cut my sister. I know that. I
Well,
mean, I don't care how fucked up I would be. I know I would never hurt a family member.
but if she's trying to stop it and break it up, it's plausible, right? If she's trying to get you to stop in the car?
I mean, I get it.
Well, listen.
I mean, I don't remember. I do. I'm trying. I've been.
Well, Jeff specifically said that you cut him multiple times.
Oh, that's what she said. He said.
We're just trying to figure out your version of it, your side of it. It's like putting together a puzzle for us. We know that it happened. I mean, you were there. Shit went down. It's a done deal.
I wish I could help. I really did.
Well, Jeff gave us his version. We're trying to give you the opportunity to give your account.
I mean, if he remembers, can I hear his version? I mean, it might recount something. I really don't know. I'm telling you the honest truth. I really don't know.
So you said earlier that, you know, you and Jeff don't always agree.
Yeah, I mean, we don't always agree, but I mean, ain't nothing like that.
Well,
He's had more altercations with the one dude he be beefing with all the time, huh?
everybody has beefs.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Everybody.
We just don't know when you left the bar if you guys were in a little heated discussion.
We never put our hands on each other before.
Your sister says you guys have come close.
It might have happened one time before, but
I mean, what's that about? What happened there?
that was like weeks ago. I don't remember that.
No, he didn't say, oh, yeah, we had a problem 20 years ago. No, we had a problem a couple weeks ago. That's freaking like yesterday.
I was like,
Well, your sister remembered, and you said it was weeks ago. Give me your account of what happened there.
I just remember him saying something. I said, dude, if you want to fight, we can fight. I don't care.
So,
If he said somebody wanted to fight, I said, well, if you want to fight, just say you want to fight. We go hit the backyard. Fight and get it over with.
so what happened then?
Nothing happened. He ended up leaving.
So you guys have been in beefs before, but you kept it calm.
Yeah.
So is it fair to say that maybe you got into a beef last night? Stephen, is it possible?
I don't know. Thank you, bro. I really don't. Thank you. I mean, I guess anything's possible. Especially when you black out. I mean, anything's possible.
Let me ask you, how does he treat your sister?
Man, he be dogging my sister sometimes.
You said dogging her?
I said, as long as he don't put his hands on her, I don't give a fuck what he do, man. I mean, people argue, you know what I'm saying? Just don't put your hands on my sister or fuck the house up. People argue, it is what it is.
I mean, I think arguing, I got a sister, and if some guy was not putting his hands on her, but was talking to her like shit, that would piss me off too, you know what I mean?
But I mean, my sister deals with it. She still talks to the motherfucker, so I'm like, what can I do about it?
That's fair too.
So if she's gonna still talk to him, I mean, we can't do nothing about it.
Right.
Did he ever threaten physical harm to your sister?
I mean, I've definitely heard him say some shit before, but I mean,
What kind of stuff?
I don't remember exact words, you know what I'm saying? Something like, I'll fuck you up too, bitch, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if he was planning or not. I said, hey, but he also said before, like, I would never hurt your sister. But he has said it. I mean, I'll fuck you up too, bitch.
So I want to make something clear. You don't remember being in any type of altercation with Jeff after that?
No. I really don't. As far as I know, everything was cool. But I know something happened because my hand was swollen. I mean, it's down now, but I still got bruises on my shit.
So you remember walking around in circles for an hour. What's the next thing you remember?
I finally made it to 306. I finally made it to 306. And I thought I was, cause coming off my side of the street on 306, I got a busted right to go up to 306. So I started walking right.
Alright, then what do you remember?
I know I stopped at the store.
Which store?
The gas station was open. Cause I ended up looking at my clock, my watch. They said it was like 3:30. I said, damn, what the fuck? How the fuck is this motherfucking late?
What gas station?
Right there at the corner of, 306 and Lakeshore.
That's what, a Speedway, right?
Yep, I think so.
So you were inside at the gas station?
Yeah, I was in there for a minute.
What?
They said don't sell liquor after a certain time.
Is that what you were trying to buy, was liquor?
Yep, I think so, because I was looking at it, because I remember saying it. He said, sorry, but we're going to sell liquor after a certain time. I said, alright, well, I got something to drink, and I think a bag of chips.
So I just want to go back on what you were wearing. Remember having an orange sweatshirt on?
Yeah, I think it was my orange hoodie.
Then did you have a hat on too?
I think I did have a hat on, because y'all took a hat off me when I got here.
Okay. Did you have a black coat with you? Carhartt coat?
No, I didn't have a black coat.
You don't own a black car, or do you?
I don't have a black car. I have an orange Carhartt.
Okay.
So, after the gas station, you think you just got a drink and some chips?
That's all I remember getting. I remember drinking something on the walking back towards Cindy's.
Alright, what do you remember next?
I walked up the street, saw a motherfucking cop car. I said, what the fuck? And I mean, honestly, with my past, I don't do cops very well. I apologize, so. So I went down the street, I cut through, and I saw all the police. But I'm looking for my sister, I don't see nothing, I don't hear nothing. I said, what the fuck happened? I said I was gonna go out when it died down. When there was only like one cop car left, and I said I was gonna go over there then.
So you were, okay, so you got to the area of your sister's house and just saw one cop car there?
No, I saw a few.
Okay.
I saw the light. And that's what made me go down that other street. I remember hitting that motherfucking tree.
When you say you seen a tree, what do you mean?
I was in somebody's yard.
You were inside his yard?
Yeah, I remember that now.
Why were you inside his yard?
Cause I saw them cop cars right there. I said, what the fuck's going on?
You were trying to ditch us?
Huh?
Were you trying to ditch us?
No, if I was trying to ditch y'all, I'd have left.
Yeah, the officer that seen you said you were hiding behind a tree.
Yeah, because when I got there, I just saw them cop cars. I told you, like, one or two of y'all are cool, man, but all them cops, man, make me nervous. I mean, I do got a history. I mean, y'all know who, I mean, I'm pretty sure y'all looked up my name. Like, you know I just got the joint.
What did,
I mean,
so,
but I'm telling you, I honestly don't remember nothing that happened. So when I saw them police, I said, what the fuck? But with all them police cars, I just didn't want to go out there at the time. I was still drunk. I'm like, damn, I'll wait till it dies down, wait till like it gets to like one cop car or something, one or two people, and then I'll go out there and see what the fuck happened.
Alright, what do you remember next?
Y'all calling me over.
Do you remember trying to call your sister, Cindy?
I called my sister?
That's what I'm asking. Do you remember calling your sister or anybody?
No. I ain't called, I ain't have my phone on me.
You didn't have your phone on
No.
last night? Where was your phone at?
I don't know. Because I know I didn't have it in my pocket. I looked for it a couple times.
What I mean is, when you guys left for the bar, when you were at the bar, did you have the phone with you?
I might have had it, I don't know, but I know when y'all came and got me, I didn't have my phone on me.
So what do you think? You dropped it, or?
No, I don't ever drop it. I might have left it somewhere. I might have left it at her house or left it at my house. I don't lose shit.
So when you said you saw all the police cars and you were waiting for it to die down to see what happened, like, what did you think happened?
I mean, I honestly don't know.
I mean, did you think the cops were looking for you?
I mean, I hope not, but I honestly didn't know if they were looking for me or looking for what, but all I know is something happens when you see all them police, you know. I do know that. So I'm like, well, I'll chill here for a minute. I can't be here too long. Right.
So, when we were talking about you being at the bar,
I think I passed out behind that tree though.
when we were talking about being at the bar and then we weren't really clear on how you got home to Coolidge, right about that time, a Mentor police officer saw you riding your bike.
Okay.
So I think that you most likely rode your bike because he saw saw you, and obviously you're fairly distinctive with the tattoo, and you know what I mean.
Right.
So a Mentor cop did see you riding your bike.
And they do know me.
Okay, the Mentor cops know you.
Mentor cops know me.
Okay. So I mean, would you say you were riding your bike then?
I mean,
If he saw you.
if he said I was on my bike, then I must have been on my bike.
Okay.
I honestly don't remember.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you left the bar and you guys drove up there in Jeff's Jeep, and then you're on your bike after that, you either all left together in the car, or you walked home and got the bike and then left. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you didn't take. It's not like you put your bike in the Jeep.
No.
You know. So you don't remember being in the car on the way back from the bar at all?
I don't remember that bike ride home. If he said he saw me riding a bike home. I honestly don't remember riding that bike home. Cause I usually don't get on that bike if I'm drunk. I'll try not to.
You and Cindy pretty tight?
Yeah, we cool.
Pretty good relationship?
Yeah. To my knowledge. I mean, she ain't never told me anything different.
I know you said you talked to her today, your family?
Oh yeah, when they gave me the phone call?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so we have Cindy's version. We have Jeff's version. We know what happened. And you're claiming not to remember. We got an officer that put you basically in the area of Cindy's house. Leaving from when you guys drove to Cindy's house back from the bar. And we know what happened. Are you starting to recollect any of this? Because here's the problem that we have.
I know y'all telling me what supposedly happened. I mean, I really don't remember doing, cause I know my sister said Jeff said I did. I mean, I know what happened to him. I honestly don't remember doing nothing. I really don't. But if I did, I swear to you, I didn't. I don't remember. I honestly don't remember.
I guess here's the issues that we have is, Jeff's found stabbed, right? He says that you did it. The Jeep clearly looks like the attack happened in the Jeep.
Okay.
Alright? You're found later in the morning by Willoughby Police Department. The sweatshirt that you have on you at that moment has blood on it.
Okay.
Listen, we know more than we're leading on. We know what happened.
I mean, I know y'all know what happened. I want y'all to tell me what the fuck happened. I mean,
But I just don't want your sister tied up in this, and that's where she's at. She's in the middle of it. Today
as far as I know, she ain't do nothing. I don't know what the fuck she did. She ain't do nothing.
Well, she admitted she was in the car when the altercation started. And she tried stopping it.
So there was an altercation.
You tell me you were there.
I honestly don't remember.
So you don't...
I want y'all to tell me. I mean, look, I got no problem with this, man. I really don't. I don't want to go back to jail. I mean, I tried to change my life around. I really did. But if I did something wrong, then I know I deserve to go. But I honestly don't remember.
But you
But
remember,
y'all told me
you remember
something
things
happened.
after. You remember certain
Like
things
because
happened.
certain things was coming back.
You remember being in Speedway at 3:30 getting...
Yeah, because I remember looking at my clock.
But you
That's
remember
why I
that.
remember certain things and I don't remember certain things. Like certain things is blacked out. Like from a certain time, like toast is when everything blacked out. And when I came back to was when I remember sitting in my fucking garage and I don't even remember how I got there.
But try to put yourself in our position and being like a reasonable, prudent person. You know what I mean? You pretty much remember everything that happened that day. You remember going to Lowe's. You remember going to Toes. You remember a lot of stuff. You remember going to the gas station. You remember going back to cigarettes. You're blocking out what you want to block out. You know what I mean?
I mean, I ain't looking at it like that, but
And listen, there's reasons for that. We got somebody that's in the hospital with serious injuries. We're trying to give you the opportunity to give your side of the story. Your sister's knee deep in this, and we don't want your sister to be part of this. You know what I'm saying? But she is.
I mean, how is she part of it though?
Because there was an altercation that started in that car. That was her boyfriend and you that were in there. She could be an accessory to this whole thing. Want to get your account, your version of what took place. You made a mistake. You're under the influence.
I mean, that's all I really do know. I mean, honestly, if he said I did it, I mean, I must have done it. I don't know why. I mean,
There was an argument before
yeah,
that.
that's what I'm saying. He had it done something, but I know I ain't have a fucking knife.
Something you found in his car. He's got tools in the back. You tell me you never carry a knife on you?
No, I don't carry knives. Can't carry knives.
Listen, I've been doing this job for 27 years. We get lied to for a living. People tell us they don't carry knives and guns. You know how it is. People with records, they carry it all the time to protect themselves. For obvious reasons or whatever they want it to be.
What we're really trying to do is we're trying to find the reason for the altercation. It's clear that it happened. We're trying to find the why.
Was it a fit of rage because he said something to your sister? Did he disrespect her in front of you?
Did he lay his hands on her?
extent. That's the only thing I can think of. Because they said she got cut too.
She got cut multiple times, Jeff. Or I'm sorry, Stephen.
That's the only thing I can think of. So, if he
And guess where she gets cut?
So if he did something to her, then of course I'm gonna do something to him. I ain't about to just let nobody put their hands on my family, you know what I'm saying?
I get it. Listen, I totally understand that. What was it, a matter of just the disrespect there to set you off? Because she's got a wound here and a wound here. That's indicative of him sitting next to me, okay, driving. You're attacking him from the back seat, and she's trying to stop it. That's basically what she said. Do you remember that? We're trying to give you the opportunity to give your side of it. Does that refresh your memory at all?
It really doesn't. I mean, I'm trying to remember. I really am. But I mean, she's saying I did.
Were you using any street drugs last night, Steve?
Not that I know.
Not that you know of. What was your drug of choice back in the day?
I smoked weed and drink back in the day. I started using drugs, like the harder drugs in the joint, in my last few years.
Still pretty easy to get that shit in there, huh?
When a joint,
Yeah.
that's when I started using the drugs in the joint. I haven't used drugs since I got out the joint.
What were you using
But when I got out the joint,
in the joint?
heroin,
Just snorting it?
a little bit of meth.
Street drugs since you've been out?
If I remember. I didn't use no drugs. The only thing I've done on the streets is give me the drugs that they give me.
Well, what about your sister? She's got some plants and stuff in the house, right?
I don't smoke.
You don't smoke weed?
It fucks my seizures up even worse. I tried it. So that's why I don't smoke. It like enhances it. I don't know why it enhances it, but it does. Because it's usually supposed to like calm it down.
Remember where you guys parked in the parking lot at Tills? You know, remember it was on the front, back, side?
Couldn't tell you. I just remember going in Tulsa. We walked through the front door, I know that. I think we walked through the front.
You remember a guy by the name of Butch being in there?
I remember them cages, so yeah, we definitely had to walk through the front. No, I don't know no Butch.
Remember anybody else who was in that bar?
The only people I remember talking to was a bartender and the two females that was right there at the end of the bar that was with us. Them the only people I remember talking to.
Look, you were getting ready to say something, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so I'm still trying to understand this, you know, the why the assault happened. You know, if you were defending your family and you're remorseful for it, then that's one thing. You know, that can be explained.
I mean,
If this is some cold-blooded act because you didn't like this guy, or...
no, I mean, that's the only thing, I mean, I understand y'all saying that I did it. I honestly don't remember doing it. I honestly don't. I'm trying to tell you, I wish I could tell you I did. But if I did do it and they saying I did it, then I must have did it. I mean,
I mean, that blood on your sweatshirt, who's it going to belong to?
I mean, I didn't even know there was blood on my sweatshirt.
Okay, so if I'm telling you for certain it's blood on there, who do you think it's gonna belong to?
Well, I mean, I ain't bleeding, so. But my hand looked like I was hitting something, not stabbing nothing.
So listen, when you were just saying this 30 seconds ago, you sound remorseful about it.
I am remorseful because, I mean, especially if I did, I mean, because I know I don't mean to do this. I mean, I've been clean, bro. I mean, I really am.
So it very well could.
If I did do it, I apologize. I just don't remember. I mean, I wish I could.
You know how it is from, your previous arrests and stuff. If you're remorseful, the judge takes that into consideration.
I know, and I admitted to everything that I've done. I've always admitted to it. I mean, I will admit to it if I did it. I have no problem with that. And I am remorseful if I did do it. I am. But I don't remember doing it. I honestly don't. But the only thing that makes sense, because, I mean, they said I did it. Y'all saying I did it. The only thing that makes sense to me is he had to put his hands on her. That's the only thing I could think of. Because other than that, I wouldn't put my hands on them. They done argued before. That's the only thing I could think of.
But you guys have verbally jousted before about the way back and forth she said, you guys threatened to beat each other's ass before in the past, correct?
Yeah. Something like that.
And you mentioned it a couple of weeks ago that you guys got into it, and you called him out and said, let's go out back.
Yeah, because he said
he said kind of been leading up to it a little bit, wouldn't you say?
Okay, but...
Is that a safe assumption on my side?
Not to the extent of just stabbing the fuck out of somebody like that.
Well, people do a lot of crazy things in a fit of rage, okay? And then you got to take into consideration you're on medication for your health problems, and then you're drinking alcohol, hard alcohol, and then you're drinking beer.
Yeah.
Okay? There's a lot of different variables in there, along with it being your sister that you're emotionally attached to, right? We obviously know what happened. They told us what happened. I'm going to give you the one more opportunity. Just listen, Stephen. When this goes to court, you know the judge is going to look at this interview, correct? And it's going to be taken into consideration. And the first thing is...
I'm telling you, I honestly, I don't remember doing it. But if I did, I swear, I apologize. I didn't mean to do it like that if I did do it. But that's the only thing I can think of is if I did do it, and for it to be to that extent, he had to have put his hand on my sister. That's the only thing I can think of. Because, like I said, just like you said, we had them arguments before, and nothing led to it. I do. I mean, if I did it, I mean, shit, cut it up. I mean, I'm already here. I mean, I have no problem with it. I mean, we're doing my time, but I honestly don't remember doing it. And if I did, I apologize. I'm sorry.
Put yourself in my shoes. Think about everything that we talked about, and like this detective over here said. You remember everything all day long, from getting over there around 12:30, starting to kick it with your sister drinking, air filter, getting the air filter, going to Lowe's, buying the leaf blower, doing the backyard. I mean, you remember everything in that perfect timeline, all the way up to toast, drinking 2 to 3 beers, making 2 to 3 shots. You remember everything to that point, and as soon as you walk out that door, you conveniently forget what we already know. You understand what I'm saying? Then
I don't remember everything that happened.
Then you remember going to your house, the garage door being up. You remember having a cigarette, maybe a beer or two, walking. You remember stopping at the Speedway at 306 in Lakeshore Boulevard. You remember what you were going to buy in there, which is alcohol. He says, hey, we can't do it, it's past the hours. You remember drinking some chips. You remember walking down. You remember seeing cops everywhere. Do you understand what I'm saying about being a reasonable, prudent person?
Yeah.
I mean,
if you were in our shoes, would you believe you?
I mean, I would like to.
And again, I told you, we get lied to for a living.
I know that.
obviously you know you're getting charged with this. Obviously you know there's physical evidence.
I already know that. I mean,
Okay. We're just trying to give you the opportunity because, just think if this goes to a jury trial. You know what a jury's going to do with all these facts. Shit happens. If it was a fit of rage, man up to it.
if it was, I would tell you. I mean, I don't remember. I really don't. I wish I could tell you I did. I wish I could. I just don't remember. I honestly don't. I remember bits and pieces throughout the night, you know what I'm saying? I don't remember every exact detail throughout the day and night. I just remember certain things. I definitely remember going to my sister. I remember us kicking it. Man, we was cool. Did our story thing. Man.
You realize your sister's right in the middle of this.
Yeah,
Because it started over an argument.
I don't want her to be in the middle of
She tried stopping it. And you cut her 3 times.
Well, how is she in the middle of it then?
She's
If
trying to
she's
stop
a
it.
victim. If anything,
But it
she's-
started with her argument.
If anything, she's a victim.
It started with her argument.
But what was
It's
the
no
argument?
different than me and you
But
going,
what-
hang on,
what was
hang on,
argument
let me
about?
give you a different analogy. Me and you decide to go rob that gas station that you walked into. We're in there together. You decide that guy's reaching for something, we're going to press the alarm button, and you shoot him, you have a gun. Do you not think that I'm just as culpable? Do you understand kind of the analogy where I'm going at?
Ooh, I don't know. No offense to this detective. I'm pretty sure he's a smart guy, especially in the field he's in. But I don't know if that analogy hits in this particular situation.
But you're implying that I have a...
No, I'm just saying that, I'm just giving you an analogy. The argument's what started this, Stephen. That's what I'm saying. She's got 2 kids.
Yeah. I got kids too.
I wasn't aware. How old are your kids?
15.
So right before you went in? Boy or girl?
Girl.
Oh, that's right. You did say that she lives with you? How's she doing?
She cool.
Getting good grades?
She probably don't know.
Mom involved in her life?
Not her mom. My mom.
Your mom's raised her? Where's her mom at?
Honestly, couldn't tell you.
What's mom's name?
Carrie.
Carrie what? Okay. Yeah, I remember Carrie. Anything else you want to say to us? Do you want anything to drink? I'm gonna give you something to eat. Are you hungry? You need to take your meds? Alright.
Well, listen, here's one thing that's bothering me as an investigator, and my job is to find the truth. Simple as that, right? How do we know that you and her together didn't have Jeff get into the vehicle and plan this attack?
Now, this detective did a much better job of trying to wrap his sister in it in a logical way.
That's how she's wrapped up in this. Because she easily could have told him, hey, come get in this car while we're going to the bar. And next thing you know, you stabbed him. That's how she's wrapped up in this.
That don't even make no sense.
Why not? I mean, she gets tired of getting talked to like shit.
Why would she tell me to stab somebody?
Because she knows that she couldn't do it herself. And that you're her brother and you would do anything for her. Alright, I'm just presenting stories to you, man. I
can see where you might be coming from, but she don't want to see me locked back up either, though.
Okay.
I mean, I did a lot of time, man. Like, honestly, man, I was doing everything I was supposed to be doing.
And that's what everyone is telling me, around this scenario. That's why I want to find out why this happened. And the only thing that I can think of is the story, the theory I just presented, or him saying or doing something to your sister and making you snap?
That's the only thing I can think is he had to do something to her. I honestly don't know. I mean, I would tell you. I've always admitted to everything I always have. I have no problem with that. I honestly don't remember.
Yeah, I guess I have a hard time with the choppiness memory and remembering certain things, but not the assault, you know what I mean?
I mean, I don't remember the whole day like that, but I mean, I remember the day. Everybody remembers days, you know what I'm saying? And certain parts of the day be blurry.
Okay.
So listen, do you think it was easy for your sister to tell us what happened last night?
I mean, I highly doubt it.
I mean, originally she lied to us. Okay? She wanted to try to protect you. She loves you. You know that, right?
Yeah.
That was her concern. She didn't want you to go back to prison. It killed her last night to tell us exactly what happened. You understand that?
Okay, so please tell me what happened. If I did, I don't.
I'm not going to put... That's not my job.
But she said it, so just...
I'm not going to tell you. I'm giving you the opportunity.
I would like to tell you, I really would. I really don't remember. I honestly do not remember. If I knew, I would tell you. Just like I told this man right here. I've always
You told me that too.
I've admitted to everything I've done before. I always have. I've always have.
I can't put words or tell you.
I mean, if I could tell you, I would tell you. I really don't know. I mean, the only thing that makes sense to me is if for me to do what I supposedly did.
She basically said that you were trying to stick up for her.
Okay, so I had been sticking up for her, and I just don't remember what it was about. I really don't.
I find that hard to believe. I've been doing this job for 27 years
I
now.
understand that. I
Listen,
do.
you could remember everything all the way through except for the critical incident. Your sister sat in this room crying last night.
And I feel bad for my sister. I do. Love her.
This is your last opportunity. We're going to be done. So listen, we all make mistakes.
I know we make mistakes. I know that. But I'm honestly telling you, bro, I swear on everything. If I honestly knew what was said or done for me to do whatever I supposedly did, I would tell you. I'm telling you the honest truth. I do not remember. If you tell me what she said, it might help me remember.
I'm not going to lead you on like that. You conveniently remember everything until you walk out the door at Toast. You said you think you walked home. Okay? We know you didn't.
Okay. I don't even remember walking home.
We know that the car ends up at your sister's house with him in it. We know that you leave there on the bicycle. Okay? You go back to the house. We know all the facts. We're trying to give you the last opportunity to just come clean. The ball's in your court. You want a minute to sit in here and think about it? Listen, we get it. Shit happens. We know that things get bad. We know that when families are involved, that family members will do anything for each other. That's natural. That's part of being human. That comes with being raised by your mother. You know, that natural instinct. We're always going to stick up for each other, Stephen. That's what families do. Here's what happened. Listen, man, you don't want to drag your sister into this mess. Bring her down. Your mom's upset, your grandmother's upset. When we talked to them today, their main concern was us getting out of there before your daughter came home. Nobody wanted your daughter to see this. Your grandmother seemed like she was having a hard time breathing, talking to her today.
You go by Steve or Steven?
A little bit both. It all depends on how people call me.
Listen, man, I think you were trying to do things right. I don't think you set out to do this. I think that he did something that sent you over the edge, and I want to know what that is. I don't think you meant to do it. I think that you were triggered by something that he did. That's what I think happened.
You know, your mom's having a hard time with it. Said that you were doing good.
As we head to our last commercial break, that last statement is the most frustrating thing to me. Seeing this guy get a second lease on life. He gets out of prison, he gets a job, he has a little girl. His mother and his grandma say he's doing great. And now this. That is tragic. Some people just can't get out of their own way. We'll be right back.
Tell me what happened, Steve. Steve.
Thank you, man. I really am. I don't know, the only thing that makes sense is when he had to put his hands on her girl. I really don't. That's the only thing that makes sense. That's the only thing that makes sense to me.
You were there.
I know y'all telling me I was there, so I had to be.
Listen, man, we all make mistakes. Nobody's perfect in this world. You know that.
Yeah.
What's it gonna be, Steve? You ever hear the saying, the truth will set you free? I think it would be good for you to get this off your chest.
I already told you if I did it. I just don't remember exactly what happened. I have no problem with that. I mean, everybody's saying I did it. Then I guess I did it. I don't know. I would love to tell you what exactly happened. But the only thing that makes sense to me, with y'all saying that I did it, is he had to have did something to her. That's the only thing that makes sense.
Did he do something to her? And he responded?
That's the only thing that makes sense, bro. That's the only thing that makes sense.
So what happened?
I don't really know. I swear on everything, I don't know.
So if your, let me ask you a question. If your mother, your grandmother, and your daughter was here right now, that's what you would tell them?
Yes.
Steve, I wanna, you know that your DNA is on file through the state, right?
Yeah.
And you know we gotta take it during regular booking. Okay, I'm gonna ask you for a sample also too to send out to our crime lab. Is it okay if I get that sample for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll That's what I'm saying. I'm willing to help y'all every way I can, bro.
You want anything else to drink, Steve?
Listen, man. You understand something in life? Nobody's perfect. Everybody fucks
I
up.
know that, man. I just don't know what the fuck happened. I mean, obviously I did whatever the fuck happened.
But that's to me.
I just don't. I honestly do not remember what the fuck happened. I'm trying to tell
So
you.
like that other detective said.
I know it sounds like some bullshit.
It does.
Because y'all do be getting lied to all the time. But I'm telling you the honest truth. I don't remember. I wish I could.
Here's the problem with that, Stephen. You remember everything up to that point. You know what I mean? You're just blocking out the bad thing that happened. Okay? You know how that is. You got an opportunity to fess up for it now. I mean, this is pretty cut and dry with what your sister told us and what he told us, and I mean, you messed them up pretty good, man.
Like I said, I mean, if I did, I apologize.
Do you remember how many times you hit him
No.
with a knife?
No.
13. 13 times he's got holes in his chest. You tell me you don't remember that shit. It's hard to believe. It's hard to believe.
I honestly don't remember that shit, bro. I really don't. I honestly don't remember that.
Do you want to see into your sister's injuries?
No, I really don't.
I don't think you forget something like that, Stephen. Listen. You made a mistake, man. He's in critical care.
They told me he was fine.
He's in critical care. He had surgery this morning.
Hey, Steve, do me a favor. Can you look at me? I just want to know I have one more question and I'm done with you. When your sister got out of the car on Cherokee, and we know this from blood, after you accidentally stabbed her, and she got out of the car, did you get out of the car with her, or did you continue to stay in the vehicle?
Cherokee?
She got out of the car in Cherokee.
Cherokee.
I can guarantee you that. After she was cut.
Did I get him?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking you.
I don't even remember at Cherokee. I don't remember stopping at Cherokee.
Remember stopping in front of the cemetery?
No. Was that the cemetery too?
Remember stopping anywhere?
No. I honestly don't remember. I honestly don't remember. If y'all telling me I was at the cemetery in Cherokee, then I must have been there. I honestly don't remember.
Okay. I need to get, I'm going to grab 2 samples from you. You can put it in your mouth. I just want you to roll it around on each side of your mouth, like 15 times, swirl it around. Steven, do you have any questions for me?
Is he cool though?
It's going to be hit or miss, I'm not going to lie to you.
I mean, I really do. I really do apologize. I wish I could tell him. I hope it makes it.
I appreciate that you're apologizing, but, I mean...
But I honestly don't remember. I swear to you, I don't remember.
You know what happened in the vehicle, right?
No.
You don't recall that?
No.
don't remember getting in the back seat at the bar?
No, I remember going to the bar.
So listen, I gotta shoot you straight, man. You remember everything except for that. It's just, that's a little hard for me to take.
I mean, I don't...
Because I understand you had some alcohol and some, you know, medication in your regular meds. Maybe that account for this. But you still know the difference between right and wrong, right?
I do know the difference. That's what I'm saying. If I did it, man, I'll admit to it for you. I mean, I don't remember doing it, though. I have no problem. I mean, everybody's saying I did it. I'll admit to it. I don't care. But I just don't remember.
Where's your hand swollen and hurting at?
I mean, it ain't swollen no more, but that was just my knuckles and shit. They really ain't as bad as they was, though.
Remember hitting them at all?
No, but I know it looked like I had to been hitting somebody.
Remember your sister screaming at you, trying to get you to stop?
I really don't.
Her begging you to stop? Remember her hopping out of the car? Do you remember that?
I'm trying to remember. I really am.
So you don't remember your sister hopping out of the car either?
No. I don't remember getting in that car from Tom's.
Let me ask you a question. You were at the bar. The shit happens. You go back to your mom's house, and your grandma's house. You smoke, you said, a cigarette or two and have a couple drinks. You make yourself way to the gas station. Why were you trying to get back to your sister's? For what reason?
I just know we was kicking her earlier. And then I didn't know why the fuck I ended up at the house.
It wasn't to check on Jeff or your sister? Listen, man.
I didn't even know I had blood on me. I didn't even know I had blood on me. If I knew I had blood on me, don't you think I'd at least change or something?
Listen, people do a lot of stupid things in my career. I can't make heads or tails of why they do the things that they do. I think you went back over there to check on your sister.
I mean, I probably did. I don't know why. I mean, I wish I could tell you. I really do. I mean, y'all telling me I did it. Fuck it. I mean, I did. I'm sorry. I just don't remember.
You just gotta, like, try to rationalize in your head, putting yourself in our position.
I
It just...
just don't know how to explain it. I just don't remember. I'm trying to remember, but I can't remember.
You know your family doesn't want to see you go back to prison.
I know, but I'm going anyway. I mean, if I stab dude 13 times, I mean, what the ain't nobody not going to the jail stabbing somebody once, you know what I'm saying? Let alone 13 fucking times. Going to jail ain't the shit that's bothering me that bad, you know what I'm saying?
So what's in your mind?
That's what y'all saying I did to the motherfucker.
Listen, people do a lot of things to protect their family members, man. That's not surprising to me. That's why I'm trying to tell you, if that was the case, you just need to say, hey, he backhanded her.
That's the only thing that makes sense.
You guys got in an argument, he backhanded her, and you started attacking him from the back seat.
That's the only thing that makes sense. He had to put his hands on her. I really don't.
We know what happened in the car. We know where you were at. She told us. There's holes in the seat. You stabbed the seat, too. We know the attack happened in the car.
All right.
Alright, if you're sticking with it, that's good, man. I'm just trying to give you the opportunity to get it off your chest. You know how it is when it comes to sentencing. You've been through this before.
I mean,
See, you fucked up. Shit happens, man.
yes, I understand. I just don't remember, cause I really don't.
You want to put your mother and your grandmother through this shit in the trial and put yourself in a pickle, man. You made a mistake.
And I'll own up to that mistake. I don't have no problem with it. I just don't fucking remember.
Now, the detectives would leave the room, and they would come back in one more time with a surprisingly different angle, using Stephen's words against him, quite possibly getting him to admit that he knew what happened that night. Let's see what happened.
You all right?
No.
So listen, I asked you this before. I want to ask you one more time. You made it back. You were kind of weaving through. You said you've seen cop cars everywhere. You've seen them in the streets. You talked about walking through some yards.
I was walking on 306.
Oh no, you said once you got to your sister's area, you seen the cops and you went into the yard. Remember?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Were you going there for the purpose to check on Jeff and see if he was okay and your sister?
I mean, that's probably what I was doing. I really don't. I mean, I know something happened. I don't know what happened. That's the only thing I
So you
think
knew
of.
something happened and you were going back there to check.
That's the only thing I think of, because I remember looking at my hand. I'm like, man, what the fuck is wrong with my hand? And how the fuck am I in the garage?
So you knew something happened. Okay.
I knew something had to happen, because I just knew something had to happen because my hand was swollen and shit. I said, what the fuck?
Stephen Flitcraft would be sentenced to 36 years for attempted murder, felonious assault, and I found this charge to be odd, aggravated robbery. I wondered what that was all about. During his trial, his sister Cynthia would be called on as a witness by the state, and you'll never guess, she claimed poor memory when asked about that night. Obviously, a last-ditch effort to save her brother from dying in prison. As I said earlier, it's very frustrating to see someone get a second chance at life on the outside only to mess things up because they just can't escape the demons of their past. I'm very sorry that I've been gone so long. I had a very, very busy week at my day job, but it bothers me to leave you guys for so long. So, you can help me feel better by putting "We forgive you" in the comments section, and you can help keep me from feeling so guilty. Now let's get ready for another great weekend of awesome content of never seen before footage, and you'll find it right here on They Caught Me. See you very, very soon.